Hi guys, this is Sai Kumar Kortiwada. In this video, we will learn about deleting a note of a particular notes, and we already discussed about note list in our previous video. Here in this video, I'll just concentrate on how to delete a note by showing a confirmation and taking the user confirmation, and then how to update the same thing in the API, that is backend. So let me quickly jump into Visual Studio Code. Before going into the coding part, let me show you what we have implemented in my previous video. So here we have implemented a table with a delete and edit icon, whereas we have other properties as well, created at, updated at, description and title. And also we have implemented the sorting part for all these columns where we can sort, that is sortable content, and also we have something called as filtering part, so we can type something and that will be filtering as per your text given in that particular field. So this all we have implemented by using Angular material table, and we have all the features which are given by Angular material, and we have used all the details from that Angular material data source. Now what I want to do is, once the user clicks on delete icon, it should open a pop-up, and we have to take the confirmation, and based on the confirmation we have to delete the record, and that delete record should be updated in our API as well. So that means first we'll target on clicking on the delete icon and opening a pop-up. So already we created that for our logout. If you see here, we have something called a sign out, and it will ask a confirmation. Let me click on no. Now the same pop-up I can utilize. I can change the title, I can change the button, I can change the button label, all this stuff, and I can delete that particular record from our notes list. So let me go here and let me go into our notes component.html, and let me close this. Now we have something called as delete over here. So let me go into the delete part, and let me write a method for this on click event. So let me use on click event, that is nothing but a click event, and we have to call a confirmation. So delete confirmation, this is my method, and what this method should do is it should open a pop-up, and this is not a reset button, it's normal button because we are not submitting anything. And here it is also not a submit button, hence I'll use it as button. So now let me copy this delete confirmation. Let me go into our TS, and here what I want to do is I just create one particular method, that is nothing but a public method, because I am accessing this particular method in our HTML. So let me use this delete confirmation, and it will not return anything, hence void. And also we have commented this code. Let me remove this commented code, we don't need this. And now inside this delete confirmation we have to call a function, we have to call our reusable component, that is nothing but a confirmation. So let me go into the confirmation.ts, and if you see this, it is a standalone, so we have to use this like a module. Let me copy this confirmation component and put it inside our modules. What is a module for this notes component? We have a module for this notes component inside our notes module. So let me go into notes module and put it over here, comma, and this component is also a type of module, so I'm importing inside the imports instead of declarations. Let me save this, and now I can use this confirmation component. To open that confirmation component we need a dialog, because it is a type of dialog. So already we did it for logout, that is inside our top bar component.ts. Let me copy so that it would be very easy for us. So let me copy this whole dialog and put it over here. The only difference is this is related to the delete and this is related to the logout. So now I'll change that accordingly. So let me copy this material dialog. So let me go here and put it inside our service injection, that is dependency injection, and import this dialog. So now I have a confirmation component. Let me import this as well. This is having same minimum width of 400, and this is something like delete confirmation. Are you sure you want to delete this note? You want to delete note, and we have the callback functions. Once the user clicks on no, it should just close that pop-up, that is fine. And then when the user clicks on S, that means delete. So once he confirms that we want to delete, we will be creating a method called as delete confirmed. So after confirmation, I want to call this method. So my method is again a private because we are using only within the TS. So let me use delete confirmed, and let me use a void over here. And what I want to do is I want to delete that particular record. So which record we are deleting, that is also very important for us. So let's track that record. So once the button is clicked, this button is inside the row. So let me pass whole row itself. So we have this whole row, and I'll pass that whole row. Or if you want to pass only an ID, you can pass that ID as well. So here I'm passing a row, and that row should be received over here, and this is of type inode, and this can be passed to our delete confirmation. So we can access like a note so that it will be understandable. Let me copy this note and pass it over here, and this has to receive this note again, and I'm passing I note. Now we want to delete that specific note itself. Now what we have to do, we have to call the API. Whenever we are deleting, we have to call the API. So let me go into our node service and see that do we have any delete operation or not. As per this, we don't have any delete operation. So for that sake, what I'll do is I'll create a public delete node, and I'm just passing it as an observable where it will return again an I note, and which is of normal note object. And let me return this by using this dot http dot delete, and what I want to delete is I want to delete the note URL followed by the ID. So let me receive an ID, that is note ID, which is of string again. And now this note ID I am passing to this particular URL. So how to append a dynamic value? So for that sake, what I'll do is I'll just have this note URL followed by slash. So that's why I'm using a template string, and here by using this template string, this is a variable. So let me put it as a variable slash. I have one more variable that is nothing but note ID. So note ID, and it should return as an observable of inode. So let me save this. Now we have a delete note operation which will receive a note ID. So here what I'll do is already we have the node service over here. Let me use that node service. This dot node service dot, I want to delete a note, and the note ID is node dot ID. I'm passing this particular ID, and just subscribe to this so that you will be getting a response, and the response is again an inode, which is like this. And let's check, it could be an undefined also, so that's why it is taking like this. So what I'll do is I'll just convert this into toString, that is nothing but as a string. So I'm converting it as string, and I'm passing that ID. So there may be a chances of error block as well. Let me copy that error block. Already we wrote that error block somewhere. We'll be getting from there itself. So let me go into our node detail component, and here we have that particular error block. So this is my subscription block, and this is my error block. Let me copy this error block and put it over here inside this. So something went wrong, please try again. And now once you get the response, we have to show a particular snack bar. So for example, if the result exists, then I want to show this dot show snack bar of note deleted successfully, and semicolon, save this, and HTML, save this. Now we are passing the note, and that note is deleted. If the response does not exist, that means something happened, but we are not sure. So what we can do is just copy this and put it over here. What we can do is note deletion failed. So note, I can say like deletion failed. Try again. So let me save this. Now we are targeting for delete note. Let's check how it is working, and you can ask me how you wrote that API. Actually speaking, if you go to mock API, whatever we have created and we are using in the inside our series. So let me refresh this. So you have this notes, and if you see this edit part, okay, so here you have all the APIs which can be accessible. Notes note slash ID put, that means for updation, and for deletion note slash ID. What is this ID? The ID refers to your object, that is nothing but your note object, which is dynamically created by our notes list. So let me go here into the browser, and let me go here, and let me click on delete. So if you see here delete confirmation, are you sure this is a spelling mistake? Let me go here and change that. Are you sure you want to delete the note? So let me go here and click it again. So it is showing like, are you sure you want to delete? It is asking for the confirmation. Let me click on no, nothing happened. When I click on delete and click on delete, so it got deleted in the background. Let me go into the mock API. You have two nodes. Let me reload. And now if you see, you have only one node, but this is not getting updated. Well, let me refresh this. Now once the refresh is done, it is getting updated. That means we have to fetch the new list again. Already we know that how to fetch. This is nothing but the fetching of all the nodes. Once it is deleted, I will be fetching all the nodes again. So let me put it over here and save this. Let me go here and delete, click on delete. It deleted and no match found with the filter. That is nothing but the empty filter, because we are not filtering it, but it is showing that filter. So actually speaking, when we have to show this table, when we have to show is whenever you have the data source. So if the data source is empty, we should never show this content. So how I can do that? By using this data source, I'll try to write a condition. If the data exists, then I have to show this particular content or the table in my UI. So for that sake, let me show something. Let me write a condition ng if, and the condition is get all nodes length, and it will give you the length of the nodes, or you can write something like is table visible. So let me copy this and put it over here with a public, and this is a method which will return a boolean value, and the return value will be this dot mat, that is nothing but data source dot data dot length. And let me save this. Let me use this is table, and what we are having here is array of data. Okay, that should be rendered in the table. So let me use greater than 0. If this length is greater than 0, then I'll be using this and I'll be showing this particular table. Now if the visibility, that means visibility is false. For example, let me use ng if and the visibility is false. By using not condition, I can make it as false. For in that situations, I'll be creating a paragraph where I want to show this paragraph with no records found. And let me use something like a class called as error class. Let me save this. Let me go here, and you have no records found, but we are not able to see the red color. Why? Let's check the class name. That is nothing but error margin. This is the name of the class. Let me copy this and put it over here and save this. Or just you can use text danger, which is given by our bootstrap. Text danger, and save this. Now you can see it in a red color. Now if you want to show this inside this elevation or within the card, just cut this and put it over here, and just cut this condition and put it for table alone. So let me save this. Now go here, go to the console. So it is showing that can't read the property in the starting stages, but we can write based on our conditions. So what I'll do is just go here. Let me check the conditions. That is nothing but if this dot data source dot data question mark dot length, if this exists, then check this condition and return the value, else by default we can return false. Save this and go here. Now everything was clear, and we are seeing this no record found. You can just format it based on your stylings. So let me go here. This is my text, and I can just use something like padding of 10 pixel, or let me make it as 20 pixel, and let me make the margin as 0 pixel, and I can just make this into center. So by using our justify content, we can move that to center. Deflex, that is nothing but display flex, justify content to center. Now it is looking good. So let me copy this, or even we can use our bootstrap classes. It would be preferable. So what I'll do is I'll add a class with a padding, and the padding should be of 20, right? So you can use padding of 3 and margin of 0, and we can also give display flex, that is deflex, and justify hyphen content hyphen center. So these are the classes. Let me save this. Now it works in the same way how we wrote here. So now we are using a padding and then margin 0. Now we are clear. and we should not show this table content as well. So let me create an ng container and wrap all the data over here. So let me create ng hyphen container and just cut this and put it over here. Cut this ng container and put it inside your paginator and table. That means it should be wrapped with this ng container. Let me save this. Go here and you can see only a card with no records found. And if he want to add the nodes, how he can add? Let me go into the mock first and let me refresh this. He has 0 nodes. So this is absolutely fine. Let me go into add nodes. Let me give some title like testing 1 2 3 and give some description like I am testing this end to end and just click on add nodes. So it has been added the node successfully, and if you want to add one more nodes you can add it. And now let me click on nodes. So it went here and it is showing this testing 1 2 3. And also we have a verification where we can add only the titles which are not similar. So let me go into add nodes and let me add testing 1 3 3 and give testing for second time and just click on add nodes, and nodes has been created. And let me go into our nodes. Here you can see we have all the list. Now inside the add nodes, once the add nodes is completed successfully, we can move directly him to the nodes. That depends on your requirement. Here I am not moving him because he can add a number of nodes, and once he clicks on nodes he is going back. But always the user will not prefer to go on to the top bar. Instead what I'll do is I'll add a link over here, check all the nodes. So let me go into our nodes details component.html, and inside this what I'll do is here we have created justify content, and instead of that I'll create around and let me create a div and let me create an anchor tag where the anchor tag says that check all nodes. So I'll use a router link over here, router link, and I don't want to make it active, so let me remove this. And what is the path for us? It is nodes. Save this and go here. You see check all nodes. Clicking on this it will go into the all nodes. Let me click on add, again click on nodes, it came back. So it is absolutely fine and working as expected. So the next thing is editing part, which is pending from our side. So that one we will cover in the next video, so that we will complete our nodes and addition of nodes. In the upcoming video we will target for auth guards as well as testing from end to end if we find any issues, and if we want to commonize some logics we will be doing that. Let me summarize this video. So what we did is on clicking on delete we created a confirmation. Based on the confirmation it will be deleted and it will be showing a particular toast message and it will be updating your whole table. So if you see here the pagination is also getting updated automatically. So that's how we are doing our delete operations for our nodes. Hope you like my explanation. If you like my video, like, share, subscribe to my channel for more updates. Signing off. Thank you.